All right, now where's Saxony? Okay, guys, these objectives are doable. Saxony agricultural, and we clicked through. So let's see, we got Russviet engineering, Crimean mechanical, and Nordic innovative. If we look at our handy dandy tier list, Russ engineering is an A, Crimean mechanical is an S, Saxony agricultural is a D, and Nordic innovative is a B. Yeah, I don't love this combo either. So what we get? We get a produce out of Russ. All right. I gotta think about this because I have two doable objectives. I think that gives me a little bit hope that I can do something with this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get one upgrade. I think maybe we should have traded for one oil and one metal. 2 oil for Nordic. All right, we get a trade for 2 food predictably out of Crimea. All right, what are we doing here? Get our move upgrade and our deploy upgrade. Okay, we got Nordic moving to the mountain. Question here is, does Russviet go to 8 workers or make us go ahead and make maybe a speed mech? No, he's gonna move. Despite having no food and no speed mech. Yeah, I don't like that out of Russ. All right. I feel like I really need to get the combat card recruit in this game. Maybe I'll get lucky and get in a list off of the encounter. Now Russviet going for their encounter. Yeah, I don't like this strat out of Russviet at all. For me, it looks pretty solid so far. This can be a really good option here. I would have loved to have gotten that one, let me tell you. be able to upgrade my my bolster into my list and grab 2 food. That would have been perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I'm more worried about Crimea right now, Yosita. If I can't end the game quickly, Rusviet probably will still beat me just because it's Rusviet. So here I can go ahead and make a Mac, or I can move to my encounter. I think I'm going to move to my encounter. And hope it's good. Get a worker, but I've already produced here once. I don't want 3. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this and get the food that we need. Crimea only has 1 enlist. Nordic has none and is hopefully headed to that farm. So hopefully they'll just pile the combat cards up on us and we can achieve tactical mastery, get underworld advantage, mechs, workers, and then 2 combats, call it a day. Yeah, I really don't know what Russ is doing here. Is that a trade? Oh, TBJ, you have to put in songs. It's plural. It's weird, but songs request. Okay. Take the combat cards. We still get 3 out of Crimea, so tactical advantage is looking good. No problem, man. You guys notice the new camera? Actually, need to check something on the camera, actually. Don't worry, guys. I'll have the camera right back on. There we go. Just had to check something real quick. Okay, what happened? For me, is it 5 workers? Okay, so they're gonna start. They're going kind of slow, which I'm grateful for. Getting our first Mac. A little late, but I'm not going to move until we have 2 Macs anyway, so let's go ahead and get underpass just in case someone moves to a tunnel. Oh, I have a box on my face. Get rid of that. Yeah, Yosita, I've played so many games of the base game and Invaders from Afar, but I've actually never gotten a chance to play Rise of Fenris. I have played, I've watched Wind Gambit played, but I've not actually played Wind Gambit. So, although, buddy of mine on the side Discord says that when he plays Wind Gambit with his friends, he just completely ignores his airship and leaves it on his home base and still manages to win. Alright. Nordic finally gets their encounter in round 6. Pop would be nice if they... No, they're going to go with the 5 resources. Let's see here. We have 2 more produces. We're going to have to move out of our base. Because if we just continue to produce max, we'll get to 8 workers before we get our max. What's the power situation? Rusviet's low, but we can't do anything to attack them. Nordic's still sitting on 1 combat card. Mia's got a good bit of power. No real cards to speak of. What you gonna do, Nordic? Produce? What did Nordic do? Oh, they got food off their encounter. So they just, I guess, gained a coin? Oh, they skipped the top row action. They could have gained a coin, right? But it doesn't look like they did. Alright, so our next Mac is we're going to put a speed Mac right here. Then we're going to move out of our base and put 3 workers here and 2 workers here. Grab this encounter. And the turn after that, we'll produce again, get to 8 workers and get ourselves 2 metal. Deploy another Mac, and then move. And then deploy our last Mac. So we could potentially, how many turns is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. So in the next 5 turns, we could pick up Underworld Advantage, Mech Star, and Worker Star. And if we can get a combat, we could also get Tactical Mastery. We could be sitting at potentially 5 stars in turn 12. But we need a combat. I'd love Rusviet to move out of their base. They do have Riverwalk now. That would be amazing. I was just going to produce. Crimea. Checking on them. 2 enlists. 1 Mac. 8 coins. We're losing, but not surprising at this point in the game. We're about to spread out up some territories. Did anybody tune in for my tournament game yesterday? I think Joy Division actually was streaming it. You would have only known about it if you're in the Scythe Discord. But anyway, it went well. I was able to get a win and going to be in the final game now. Pretty excited about that. Oh yeah, you caught it, Hero of Canton? Yeah, it was kind of a little nerve-wracking. I did not really want to play Saxony Mechanical, but I knew if I was Nordic Engineering, I could have won the game if they would just leave me alone. But you can't depend on being left alone when you're Nordic and Saxony's in the game. You just can't. Yeah, I don't know what Rusviet's doing. Yeah, I think the bidding was pretty good. Once Crimea got as expensive as it did, I couldn't go that high. Crimea is chasing tier 2 here. And let's grab the encounter. See what we get. We don't want the worker. Still got 3 mechs to make here and 2 mechs to make here, and we have 2 mechs to make. So we don't need this pop. We definitely want to do this and take the deploy enlist and the power. That was a good encounter for us. No doubt. I mean, we can move to the factory. Pick up Underworld Advantage. And go to the factory after we produce and make another mech. And then if we get an enlist factory card, we could potentially get our... Ooh. I mean, he's got a good bit of power, but he's all by himself. Can't move next turn. Yeah, TBJ, I know you're at work, so you may just be on your phone, but oh, did I misspell Discord? Oh. Okay, there it goes. I don't know why the first one didn't work, but that's the link to the Discord. If you have the Discord app installed and you're logged in, it's real easy to just click on it, join. Definitely a good place to find people to play with, to talk about strategies, follow tournaments, that kind of thing. So one of the things we have to keep in mind is turning in objectives and how we do that. So we have 2 objectives we can do, so we have some flexibility here. But no problem, TBJ. But if we put ourselves in a position where we have 5 stars and we're not winning, people can attack us and force us to try to take a star. And there's really nothing worse than Saxony. Oh, that's the one we would have liked to taken. Nordic is happy to see that. Leave you me. That's a great factory card. 2 coins for an enlist and a power. Such a bizarre strategy out of Respite. We're up to 9 cards. I get one more out of Crimea. And probably one more out of Nordic. That them taking that Enlist Factory card cuts into our combat cards substantially. There's no doubt about that. Just taking another move with no bottom row action. We'll give him 2 food, but not 3. No enlist this turn. The 2 food in the pop. Trade out of Crimea. Go for another upgrade. We are going to produce. Star number 1. Should we hit Nordic if he's still on the factory? Think about it, right? I think he's going to leave, though. Yeah, he leaves. Still attack him. Rusty has no power. Oh, you got the wrong side Discord? I'm glad I put the link in chat then. Glad I put the link in chat. Another produce. Crimea, that's the last enlist, last card we're getting from them. Nordic FC worthy does. We're gonna do this. Spreads our workers out and leaves. This is functionally a tunnel for us. We can move to it in 1 space and get our character in the factory. 2. What do we want to do with this 3rd move? Factory, tunnel attack. Factory doesn't sound like a bad idea since I don't have a worker there. I'm probably going to leave there soon. Okay, do I need resources? Don't need resources. I don't need to produce. I don't need pop. Power would be nice, but I'm going to do this, I think. How we doing, guys? Yeah, we're spread out a little bit. Starting to get there. I think we're going to make a mech next turn. Nordic's got artillery out now. Riverwalk doesn't do much for us. For me, it's high powered. I think disarm is probably the way to go. Can you imagine if disarm worked on mountains if you had underpass? That'd be insane. Rusty is just gonna turtle and turtle poorly. Tied for the lead at the moment. Russ have township? Russ does have township. But he has no power at all. Let's do this. Let's go disarm. Let's put it here to help spread those workers out. Okay. Nordic's got 7 power. Crimea has 12, and we can't really attack Rusviet. I mean, I guess we can attack this guy up here. Let's do that, right? Why not? Well, now he's got 2 power. Still. But we need what? 2 combats? Let's see here. We use our factory card, we go attack Russ, and we get a combat there. Gets us to 2 stars. We make a mech the next turn and we put it on the factory. That's 3 stars. We attack Nordic. It's 4 stars. We turn in both objectives. So how many turns is that? 1, 2, 3. It ends in 3 turns. Unless that happens. For me, I have scout. Nope. Oh. They're gonna put all 3 right there. Wow. That's wild. Huh. I mean, they only have 2 combat cards. And they brought 3 units. I don't really know what that does for them. Is this just an outright bluff? It'd be a really painful bluff to send all those workers, lose all those resources. But if they pay enough to secure this win, six. Huh. So who else is threatening us in this game? Nordic, a little bit. Nordic chooses not to use Seaworthy for some reason. Hmm. Get a cheap combat. Yeah, I didn't think he'd play much. Based on the way he's playing, I didn't think he was going to try to call a bluff. Go ahead and turn in Tactical Mastery to free up our combat cards. He is still at 2 combat cards. What do you think, guys? You think those are both 5s? Have a good night, TBJ. Maybe I'll still be on when you get home. Ooh. Okay. All right. See what Crimea does this turn. Hey, Hypnotic Poker, how's it going, man? Will I get tired, I guess? Maybe another 3 or 4 games, depending on how quickly they go. Okay, Crimea picks up Scout. That makes life a little bit more difficult. Hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, Navid, it's my my cousin actually lent me a DSLR, like digital photography style camera, and I learned a way to basically use it as a webcam. Oh, we were gonna attack Crimea this turn. I think I have to get my mech though. Because I need 2 mechs to attack Nordic up here. So can I win a battle with Nordic? He's gonna artillery me, so it'd be one. Not enough. I was gonna go for Nordic right here, but he's too rich. Oh. Rusty just bail me out here? Think he bluffs me, guys, or he goes all out? He goes all out. Oh, you're right. Huh. Well, my camera cut out, guys. Yeah, I'm trying to get the camera back. I think it's gonna cut out on me again, though. Yeah, I think the camera's getting hot is the problem. Let me see here. Anything I can do to fix that? I may have to switch back to the other webcam. It'd be unfortunate, but yeah, be a good idea. You guys know anything about cameras if there's like which side the processor's on? Yeah, actually, maybe I'll grab a fan. I'll be right back. You guys can probably hear that fan now. Problem. Oh, you can't hear the fan? Okay, that's good. Thankfully, Crimea can't take... Nordic just went to tier 2. Not there yet though. For me, it takes the factory. They lose tier 2. They've got 9 coins riding on that. So they pick up 6 and lose 9. That's a net loss of 3. I think I'm okay as long as Crimea doesn't take the factory. See what they do here. Check it on the camera. Okay, so far. All right, Crimea, what are you gonna do? Yeah, if he suicides into me, I'll have to give up. Fight. Yeah, it's not looking good. Does he have an upgraded move? Yeah, he does. Doing the math here. That's the problem with going to 5 stars as Saxony. People can suicide into you. Problem was that there was no other way to get a combat than on Russ. Hypnotic Poker suiciding is when you go in and intentionally throw a combat, which is what he's about to do. Because you know that... Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. Okay, 9 points. So what do I have to take away from him? 6. Just need to take 3 territories from him. Alright, this is game, y'all. Right? Yep, this is game. All right. Thanks. It's always nice to win with Saxony when you're up against Crimea and Rusviet. But if he had played that differently, the way Navid suggested, it would have been very hard, if not impossible, for me to come back from it. Because if he'd attacked the factory, I would have been forced to lose, right? Which would have meant I lose the factory and he gets a tremendous amount of points and a star. And then how do I catch him when he's in tier 2? It's just really difficult to pull off.